Turn on the news. This is the Herdline News.
Well, the Bills got out to an early 9-0 lead over the Chiefs, but they struggled to score a touchdown again until late in the fourth quarter. They had opportunities in the red zone to go for it on 4th and goal from the 2 or 4th and 3 from the 8, but kicked field goals instead. And Sean McDermott explained why he made those decisions.
I thought about it in both occasions, really, and maybe, if I had to go over again, I would have went for maybe one of them. But the one before the half, for sure, I wanted to get points. We were having trouble coming up with points, and I wanted to at least have something to show for it going into half, especially knowing they were getting the ball after half. And so, I'll look back at that, and then I'll go back and reevaluate that, especially one after half there. And, again, as an entire team, we'll learn from this experience.
There's something called chasing points. But the problem is, when you face Kansas City, especially in Kansas City, you get forced chasing points. Like, I would agree with Sean McDermott against 30 NFL teams. But against Kansas City, it's like playing the Warriors with Kevin Durant. You shoot more threes because they're hitting theirs.
Yeah.
And you're down 7, 12, 18. And you do have to change your game plan and, take more difficult three-point shots because sometimes you get against one of these blizzards and it changes the way you have to play.
I just don't like conservative play calling in a must-win, do-or-die situation.
You and I have always agreed on that.
And then you add to it, to your point, that you're playing the Chiefs. Field goals are not going to get it done. It's very cute. It's good for morale, but you need to score touchdowns.
Like his reasoning, this is where, because I'm older than you, his reasoning is what I grew up on.
Right.
Before you get point, you take
Yeah,
points.
you also used to never go for it on 4th down.
But it's like what's happening is the rules are all offense. Mahomes and Andy Reid in this group are ridiculous. It's at Kansas City, and you do get to a point where you are doing what you shouldn't do, which is you end up chasing points.
Fortune favors the bold, and
I like that.
This is, I didn't come up with it, but it is a good statement.
I'd take credit for it.
It certainly applies to this situation. I mean, everyone hated it. Like I like to watch games and live tweet sometimes, and you get kind of everyone's fans and media's reaction to what's going on in the game.
Yeah.
And it's just the whole entire feed is just everyone confused as to why you did that. Now listen, none of us are in that situation to make that call, and he is, but you are in that situation to make that call, so you're going to get criticized for it. You have to be more aggressive in that spot. I understand you're going to trust your defense and you're struggling to score, but I just feel like you have to go for it. So Patrick Mahomes is returning to the Super Bowl for the second straight season with the opportunity to become just the 8th quarterback to win back-to-back Super Bowls. He'll have to go through Tom Brady to do it. And he joked about all the experience his upcoming opponent has in this game.
The Super Bowl is the Super Bowl. Being able to go up against one of the greatest, if not the greatest quarterback of all time in his 150th Super Bowl, I mean, it's going to be a great experience for me. I mean, to go out there and have a chance to repeat and get to do it against the best. I mean, it's something special, and I'm excited for the opportunity.
I find him infinitely likable. I got to tell you something. I find the Kansas City Chiefs, I know we all hate dynasties. I find them, Andy Reid, my wife loves Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce. I find them the Hunt family, who have been just class. They're just impossible to root against.
I said it last night. Unless obviously you're a division rival, which is understandable. But the rest of the league, if you have no bone to pick with Kansas City, how can you not just enjoy this? Because to your point, all we ever hear about is people complaining about dynasties. The Patriots dynasty, I totally understood. Also, a fan of the AFC East, it's a tough existence. But they're very rigid. They're very they're not flashy. There wasn't a whole lot of personality allowed.
These
Belichick
guys
is the hoodie. It felt like us and them. This does not feel like that. It's so fun. It's mostly offense. It's young.
Kansas City is what we all want our offenses to look like.
Yes.
Aggressive, fast, fun, loose, clever.
Yeah.
That's what we want. We never said, I'd love to have the most rigid system and dominate football. I grew up with the Steelers. over the top, Swan, Bradshaw, home run throws, blitz sacks. It was like everybody, you weren't jealous or mad. You were like, that's what I wish my football team played, like aggressive, over the top throws.
But also, sometimes when you have offenses like that or teams like that, it feels very finesse and not tough, and that's not how they feel.
Right.
Like they have a little bit of edge
I thought their defense
and toughness to them with all of those other fun elements. Yeah, I don't get it. I think this is going to be, I think we might have been wrong. Like this might be the matchup. Brady is the only quarterback in NFL history to win 2 Super Bowl titles in his first 4 seasons, so Mahomes can match that with a victory over the Bucs. Finally, Deshaun Watson, the saga continues. He's still not asked for a trade from the Texans, but if he does, his preferred destinations have been revealed. So according to the Miami Herald, the Jets are Watson's top choice, mainly because they hired Robert Saleh. He thinks very highly of Saleh and wanted the Texans to interview him for their head coaching job. And the Dolphins are said to be Watson's second choice.
I would choose Brian Flores. I mean, listen.
I would go with the Dolphins in this space as well. They're much more set up to win right now.
Now, the Jets, by the way, does work. The Jets have the picks.
Yeah.
The Texans, I mean, it works. Like, I get it. But if you're asking me, if I'm a great player, I'm a great quarterback, aren't I guaranteed success if I have a great coach?
Great coach, and they have a defense. Like, their defense is one side of the ball is essentially taken care of. Like, that's to me why the Dolphins are, obviously I would love him to go to the Dolphins, but it is a better situation right now. Now, 2 years from now, the Jets may be where the Dolphins are, but right now the Dolphins are there. So that to me is a better plug-and-play situation for Watson. But if he feels more comfortable with Saleh, obviously a big reason why he wants to leave Houston is because the front office and the situation there is not comfortable for him. Like, he's had it with that situation, which is fair. He also reportedly is still expected to want out of Houston no matter who they hire as their head coach. So it seems like this relationship has completely
somebody's going to get a great quarterback, and that's fun.
The Jets have the best odds right now, according to Fox Bet. And then the Bears, Broncos, and Colts round up the top 4. The Patriots and Dolphins are still tied at plus 800.
If Sam Darnold got traded to the Texans in that mess, I'd retire. I'd say, I'm not going from Adam Gase to that. I'm out. I tried. I'm going to go play volleyball on the beach in Oceanside. Seriously.
That's a rough go for Sam.
Literally, Adam Gase to the most dysfunctional team not named Detroit in the NFL.
It's a tough go. I hope for his sake that doesn't happen, but it seems like there's going to be some massive quarterback movement again this offseason.
Joy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.